Hey folks, starting at the top right this time. So happy to have everyone back. What we're doing right now is going to be a little different. We are generating. So if you remember in the last stream, I guess I said I was going to be generating a whole gallon of SQLite entries for our database because if you check right now, you're gonna see that there's only one. And I said I would just, play the game a bunch, but like, why in the world would I do that? We're a programmer here. And I might even want to generate this multiple times. So instead, I'm gonna write a little Rust program to do that so that we can just be able to run it whenever we want if we want to generate more entries in the database. So you're gonna notice I'm taking a few shortcuts here. I already started. I actually was debating whether or not to add this part, but I was like, working on it, I might as well. It's technically part of the project, so we'll add it in too. So you're gonna notice a few things so far. Is that it's a pretty small, it's a quick, sparse project. It doesn't have a lot of exciting stuff in it. We're using UUID for some random passage names, or SQLite for working with the SQLite database, and rand for, randomness. And so far we only have, 30 lines, 25 lines. And we have a couple of prefixes. We have a main, and we have insert entry and a dir prefix. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to just generate, we're going to say maybe 1,000 entries for the last 5 days. 5-10 days, I don't know, something like that. Something that's a reasonable amount of entries to show up on our chart, and something that we're able to show to a user. So you can see the setup I got so far. I'm just going to open the connection. I'm going to insert the entry. This is for the prefix. So if you look again at this, you're going to see that there's a prefix and a UUID. So what this does, what I'm planning on making this do, is we insert a prefix, which is going to be some random prefix, and after that we slap a UUID on the end. So that's a setup. It should be pretty quick, but I figure, why not? Yeah, might as well document parts of this I'm working on. So let's get right back into it. So even though this is quick and dirty, I would like to make sure it doesn't just immediately fail. In the case that the database is deleted, we also don't want to fail immediately. So we're just gonna. Oh, also one defining feature you might notice here is that I have this result box dyn error, and this is just so I don't have to worry about whether the SQLite error or a regular or whatever. It's just gonna find the proper implementation. This is like using a virtual pointer table in C++. Always enabled if you're a Java fellow. I use fellow in a gender agnostic term, by the way. Anyway, so what I'm going to do first, before I keep going with these methods, I got a little carried away. I'm just going to make sure the directory here exists. You'll notice I'm not using like directories or anything. I'm just hard coding this. It's just real fast. So let's just let's see how to make directory Rust. How to make directory Rust lang. I never remember this. It's like OS path. Sure. Here it is. And std path. And it's going to be new path. And we might as well make this a const. We're gonna do. I feel like maybe I should show what keys I'm typing. I feel like people might like that. I don't know. db path, db dir path equals. Oh, I know some people like this whole learning how to use Vim thing. Although I say that as I bumble around Vim. Okay. Const db name think I need to specify that's an answer because it just won't figure it out. Kind of wish it did though, but I noticed that's a common theme, like go to. It's not just hello, what's wrong. It's also the same in Go too, even though Go has type inference, but it can't figure out what type it is. Anyway, actually I wonder if it'll expand this. I guess we'll find out. Do I need to unwrap? Unwrap? No, it just says it works. Really? Wow. Alright then. And then db path. Nah, yeah. Yeah, sure. db path, I'm gonna do join with db name. Alright, see, I'm doing stuff the right way. I'm not concatenating strings at least. And now, if I run this, I don't think it's gonna fail. It might fail. Unable to open database file. StatsDB. I don't know, that's totally right. I promise. It fails at the opening part. That's good. Yeah, I just don't think it. I think it wants it to not be expanded, or it wants to expand the tilde. So we're just gonna. Oh. Okay. Actually. Slash. Okay. And modules s /db name /g. You happy now? Okay. And you are going to be used, so shut. So let's just try it without, what is that, home Darien? Home Darien. Home slash. Alright. Cargo run. Why are you still using the old path? Oh. Because I'm not using this, so I should be. Let's try it out. Okay. Runs fine. So, moral of the story, it doesn't take relative paths. That kind of sucks. Are there any other errors worth checking out? Yeah, this one. That's G, capital U, W. All set. Okay. So we can successfully open the database. It's going to create if it doesn't exist. Does it overwrite it? It shouldn't. Nice. Start from passages. Okay. Alright. And we're just going to insert a whole bunch of entries here. So, this insert entry, what it's going to do is, actually let's make sure that we have all the parameters that we really want here. This is back to the original project. This is the real one. I'm just going to get the latest emerging the other day. Source, database, mod.rs. So we're gonna, I guess it didn't really matter if we're not gonna, I suppose I might as well just create the database. God, this is so sketchy. Just throw this down here to be never seen again. Path, and it's going to want a path buff. Alright. You fixed up? You all good? You alright? What's wrong on line 68? Oh. And And it doesn't reformat strings. I kind of wish it did. Personally, that's just me. Okay. We're just gonna do create database. Create database. DB path. Actually, let full DB equals this. Full. You can see this is really a hack job. I don't care too much about the naming or whatever. It's just kind of whatever. This is supposed to be kind of like a, I'm not gonna say a one-off thing, but can I do that? Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, boxes. All right. So we got a connection. Now after this, we're going to set up this insert entry function. And now we don't even need this since we have the database on the very bottom. By the way, you like the you notice that I've moved the camera to the top right. Hopefully it'll block less code. I noticed I took a quick look at some of the other ones. I tend to work at the bottom side of a file. And I'm fine working on the pane on the left or the right, so I didn't want to block what was going on. So to the top right. All right. Anyway, so let's insert an entry, and actually, we're also going to make this. So we want to also get Unix. We don't need this anymore. Unix time Rust. Current time. I might also want this chrono thing. What I really want is to get for the last few days in Rust. Actually, I suppose I could just get the current time and subtract. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna make a helper function. God, it's so disgusting. I feel kind of dirty making stuff like this. FN get time Unix and days back. That's going to be a I32, and this is going to turn I believe it's a U128. Actually, it should also be U. And we're just going to make it so that it returns current time, and then we're going to subtract 86,400 plus whatever nanos it is. Oh wow, this is like C. 2016 must have been a rough time. Okay. So let's get this. And we're just going to subtract the number of days back. And what does this start? System time, steal these. Oop. Stolen. I swear to God. And start. Okay. And say we just return since the epoch. Let's just call it epoch. Actually, I guess since the epoch is better. As I think I stored it as seconds. Sex. It's a U64. Yeah, I did seconds because of I didn't think. Well, first off, it doesn't really matter because we don't need real like fine granularity here, but I don't know if SQLite has the precision to store U128s. So anyway, let's just confirm. It's not MySQL. Message stats. Yeah, that's gonna be seconds. That's absolutely not. Oh. Dash GitLab.com. Expando. Stamper. This is my own little utility crate for dealing with timestamps. I feel like I probably could expand this to be a little less. I do use Chrono here, because it's less of a hack job. It's not perfect. It's like 100 lines. It's really just for converting timestamps into days. But you're going to notice that with this guy, if it decides to finish compiling, let's put that in. -m. Yeah, that's definitely a second. I should output the unit too. So right now I just output the date for the timestamp, but I feel like adding the unit might be helpful too, because half the time I just don't know. I don't even know what the unit is. And minus, and it's going to be 86,400 times days back. We'll just do it to U64. I guess we don't really need a U64, but whatever. I don't care. Okay. So this gets the time Unix. It's gonna get the time and then time back, time played. It's going to be U64. Actually, let's do days back. U64. Keep as much out of this method as possible. And then lastly, what other stuff do we have in this SQLite database? I can just go up. We had the, what is that? Row ID, that doesn't matter. Passage, text, WPM. So passage, we're generating that. WPM will generate that. Accuracy will generate that. Highest combo will generate that. Instant death will generate that. And when played, we just generated that. So let's get back to generating all these things. Actually, yeah, no, let's get back to generating this. So this is for the dir prefix. Let's just get the file played. We're just gonna make a function for each one of these. Passage played. And let's go back to this. Swear to God. See, quitting SQLite is such a pain, because it doesn't really listen to you. Cargo doc open. What I want is how to use UUID. How do I make UUID as a string? Already did this. Don't care. Generate. Here it is. This. All right. So this passage name, and we also need to, I'm guessing you just use UID, UID, no. Yeah, we can just do that. Hello, what are you talking about? It's totally there. Oh, why would that not be a default feature? Everyone, like, UUID v4s are basically the only, I mean, maybe you use, how do you enable features again? like, how many people really use UUID v2? Like, it can't be many people, right? I feel like I don't think we need Serday. Like, I feel like it's not a thing. People really use UUID v2? UUID v2? I feel like the answer is no. If you use UUID v2, feel free to, I guess, leave a message in chat or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, you exist now. Got him. All right. So we're going to get the prefix. We're going to get the passage. So let prefix equals, and this is going to be, I want a random number. Rand. I just want a random number between 0 and 3. RNG gen. Is there really no generate? Okay, whatever. Like, I feel like RNG dot, there's got to be a better dot gen. What's the trait? Tell me what I need to import. Use rand RNG. I'm surprised that wasn't. I thought I put that in there. Maybe I deleted it. I'm like. Okay. Is there really no other gen method? It's just floats. Times 3. Is this really it? Disappointing. Like, I just want a number, you know? Just a number. Like, oh my god, if I have to... Hold on. Generate random number. Rust. I feel like, you know, multiplying and then casting, it's like a C thing. It's got to be, yeah. There it is, gen range. I don't know why I wasn't picking it up. RNG, gen range, 0, and I'm guessing it's inclusive, so 4. And then we're going to do from prefixes. Okay. Can I do that? I feel like it's not a guarantee. What if I did this? Would it yell at me? No, but it could throw something. I'm surprised. Okay, and finally, passage name. This is prefix. Okay, cool. So that's the passage played. Let's go through the rest of the stuff we need to generate. So we have passage played. We need to generate WPM. This is just going to be a random number. Don't really care about that. So we'll just call it rand. Accuracy, we'll just call it rand. Highest combo, we'll call it rand. Instant death, we'll call it rand. When played, we have that set up. We're just going to do that over time. When played, and then passage. Okay. On passage len. Can I? I can't. I don't think. No, tuples work. Let's do this. And U64. going to be, yeah, see that? Check it out. Rust's going to be just as messy as Python. Rand, RNG, gen, range, and we'll do, what's the small passage size that I said I was cool with? 60. No less than 60. 60, and then we'll do 200. Is that cool? Is that good? I have RNG right here. I was using RNG somewhere else. I was using gen range somewhere else. Oh. Well, literally right above. Okay. And we'll do get time played. Okay, and then we'll just make this insert entry. Execute. This is also going to be, I guess I might as well just, I was going to use the box, but since it's right there, we'll just copy and paste it. Execute and insert into passages. Then it's going to be here. Passage, len. Does that have a primary key? It should. Oh, whatever. We need to do some work on the SQL stuff later. Values. They use this weird question mark before syntax. I don't know. I've always seen it just question marks, but I guess it's whatever. I'm not gonna complain. It's fine. Params, and then we want the passage and the passage len. So passage let passage len equals. Do I need this in params? I don't think so. Passage played. RNG. Oh, maybe I do. Okay, passage len. Cool. Oh. U64. I forgot that we need to. Because it's only allows for I64. Can I do this? Perfect. I guess. Remember, it's supposed to be hacky. We don't really care. Okay. So we inserted the passage. Next, we want to insert. We'll do a couple entries. Do we want? Yeah, let's just do one entry for now. Execute. Insert into. Now let's just go down. Passage stats. It's just this. You should be back. We're inserting into passage stats. We're going to do passage WPM accuracy highest combo instant death when played sex values. We have none because we're programming during quarantine. JK. Maybe we have the most values because we're not going outside. Instead, we're on a computer. 2, that's 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. 5, 6. But Darian, that's not 3. Sure it is. You didn't see anything. And then passage, WPM, RNG, gen, also let's just return okay, so this warning can go away. Dot gen, range, why doesn't that autocomplete? WPM, we'll say 50, I guess the average WPM is 40. 40 to 100, they're feeling fast. RNG, highest combo. This person, 0 is pretty reasonable. Actually, no, highest combo's gotta be like 10, maybe. And highest is probably gonna be no more than 65. Instant death, RNG, range, 0, 1, 0, 2. 1 played seconds. So this is going to be what do I call that function? Got time played. Just call it time played. Time played. Doesn't look like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I missing? Passage, WPM, accuracy, highest combo. Oh, this needs accuracy. Accuracy between. It's usually not lower than 90 with a decent typer. Oh, and I guess technically you can make invalid passages here. If you have 100% accuracy, yeah, if you have 100% accuracy, the combo is going to be the same as the passage size, but we're actually not validating that these entries are correct. Just that we just want to display some fun stats. What don't you like? It's always U64. Why can't it just take U64? Question is, which of these does U64? Is it the time played? Oh, I swear to God. Can I do this? No. That'd be too easy. Give me the. Oh, that's easy. What's the trait? I wish you would just tell me the trait too. Yeah, I know. I literally just did that. I want the trait. Yeah, use a trait. Here we go. I appreciate that it does panic if it does that. Right. Cannot infer type for U64. Oh, it does. Yes. You're right. Yes. So we just got to. We're just gonna do this. Big thinking. And potentially illegal operations, but you know what? This is just, we're just trying to get this all done. And then that should be there. Alright. And okay. What? Of course it is. Oh, it's just not called because we're not calling the main function. All right. Final part that we want to add is basically we're just going to loop and add 10,000 entries, and then go back as much as 5 days. So for, let's see if I can remember the syntax. I in range 0, 10,000. I think that's what it is. Nah, this Python. For loop rust. I want the range-based one. X in 0. Yeah, I forgot it was even easier in Rust. Insert entry, con. You can borrow it. Might even need that. No, I actually don't. I just need to borrow it. Let RNG equals. What is it? RNG? Thread. Rand thread RNG. Okay. RNG. And this is going to be I divided by 5. I wonder why it needs immutable reference. Okay. And now if we run it, it should insert 10,000 entries. Unique constraint failed. Schema info, schema version. Oh, in this I also, this is in this guy. Yeah, what is it? There's some replace syntax. Insert or replace into. Sure. Alright, generate me my entries. Takes quite a while for 10,000 entries. We're going to run it in release mode. Maybe it'll be a little faster. I feel like it should be a little quicker. I don't know. Inserting 10,000 entries shouldn't be too slow. I would expect like a few milliseconds per entry. But then again, debug mode is really slow, so I guess I kind of get it. So actually maybe because we're like generating UUIDs and stuff. Go run release. All right. In the meantime, local share Typeracer statsdb 416K, 448K. Wow, it really is chugging along. Taking its sweet time. I would personally expect this to be a little faster. I wonder what the bottleneck is. Inserting into SQLite is slow. We do 2 inserts. I don't know, let's just look at this one. Like the insert should be pretty quick. SQL is optimized for transactions. Maybe we want to do a transaction. Create transaction for each insert. That sounds illegal. So if we do this, begin and end, it should be faster. That's what it says. try it. Let's try it. Let's just really just begin. Okay. Con.execute begin. Let's try it out. And it makes sense. Yeah, it wants to flush it and all that. Okay. Let's try it again. Wow, that was kind of fast. I guess that really makes a difference. All right, let's take a look at our SQLite database. Select count star from passages. Quite a few. Good. Select count star from passage stats. Should be the same number. Interesting. Doesn't have to be though. Let's select star from passages, limit 20. Okay, looks good. Passage stats, limit 20, looks good. Looks good, looks good. We got a whole lot of information. Count star from passages where instant death equals 1. And okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, that should be perfect. All right, we got a nice even shift between instant death and non-instant death too. So we got a whole lot of info, and with this generated SQLite stuff, we can really go pretty far. So I gotta sign off for now. Thanks for tuning in, and in the next one, we'll actually start querying on this data and putting this data into graphs. So later.